Hi, I'm Rebecca Higgins and I am the founder of KIAHNA. KIAHNA is the Irish word for strength, and funny enough, I'm Irish too. Something that's really important to me is ensuring that people have safe and equitable access to mortgages, car loans, health and travel. Something that actually currently isn't available to everyone and something that not everyone sees as a current problem, which it is the world over. How did KIAHNA get started? Well, on a shop floor, I can happily tell you, I was originally a makeup artist, so I've worked in Dublin, where I'm from, in Vancouver, London, and I got to Leeds about 2015. So I've worked with quite a few brand names. They're on the website if you'd like to check it out, kiahna.com. And while I was on the shop floor, I realised there was a larger issue than certain people on the team weren't able to use certain products. And I think the day that I saw someone's excitement about having their makeup done fade to disappointment when they realised their skin tone wasn't catered for was a really big moment of change for me. So I've taken all my knowledge from the makeup industry, I've retrained in marketing, I got my MBA because I am ready and here to work, and so I really want KIAHNA to succeed. So what does KIAHNA do currently? Well, I'm a big believer in digital equity, digital employability and digital skills. And I really think the transferable skills people have from a myriad of backgrounds are really relevant and vital in the digital industry today. So how does KIAHNA actually work? Well, on one side, it's about facilitating content and making sure your transferable skills do translate to digital specific skills, getting people into work, whether that's moms who are on a career pause, as I'm calling it. It's not a career break, it's a career pause. You still have all the experience you need. You just need to translate it into other areas of interest and industries of interest as well with a digital focus. So within that, it's about understanding what you're doing day one, week one, month one, year one of your job in digital, and how best that you can express your creativity, your individuality and your lived experience. And on the other side, a little bit closer to my heart as well, is building a skin undertone recognition platform for facial recognition. So that's a lot of words in a sentence. So essentially what it is, it's using a secondary colour palette to find the colours around the face that will help you understand your skin tone. So whether that's not feeling well, whether, around your nose and your eyes, as I'm sure you've seen yourselves, whether that is colours from when you bump your arm, bump your wrist, things like that. All these colours are indicative of health. But something that's quite interesting about facial recognition in particular is that it focuses on 2D, 3D and thermal technology. So actually there's quite a big market for recognising people's skin undertones. So what does this really look like in action? Well, you will be holding a device of your choosing. You will have KIAHNA open. And once you take a quick picture, or hopefully in real time, eventually, you'll be able to see those undertones. And what those undertones are a scale of not just your skin tone and your health, it's also a way to support verification and authentication pathways within digital projects and products. So what does that look like in real life? Well, in real life, it's making sure that people can get on trains, get on planes, without having to go through some of the very onerous tasks that they have to go through at the moment to prove who they actually are. It will hopefully stop people being falsely identified, so similar to no-knock warrants in the United States. And it would also mean that people aren't dictated whether or not they can have a house. So if you think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs and that sense of belonging, not having that space that you feel safe and that is your own and that is comfortable is something that shouldn't really happen in particular, across the UK and Ireland where we're based at the moment. So for me, it's from professional services, getting into buildings, being able to show who you actually are and be considered. So currently the challenge is exclusion by design. And so that means that people who weren't in the room when a product was built haven't been considered for that build. And something Sinead Burke, who's an Irish activist, always says is think about who's not in the room. So if you've got people who look like you, sound like you, think like you, talk like you, you're not going to have the best product or service available. And that's something that I want KIAHNA to change. So in the long run, I'd really like a platform like this and a service like this that can really identify who someone is rather than the shape of their face. Can be really beneficial so that we can tip that scale and have governments detailing to companies what it is citizens need, not the other way around, because currently that is the state of play. So interestingly enough, where do I get this inspiration from, and how is it it's all come to be? Well, as part of my MBA, I did a dissertation, as some of you well know. And for me, Joy Bullingwhinnie and Tinda Jebru had a seminal piece of work called Gender Shades. You can check it out on Netflix. It's actually called Coded Bias, and it's explaining all about algorithmic bias and the impact it actually has on people's day-to-day lives, which it really, really does. And it's something that I think, as part of digital dialogue and building digital equity, which I want KIAHNA to do also, is to be able to speak about that, to be able to speak about it from a place of honesty, transparency, and curiosity, because I think a lot of people can put up that barrier and think, no, it's not something I want to deal with, it's not something I want to talk about. Whereas, funnily enough, people have a lot more in common, including their undertone of their skin, than they do that makes them different. So how do you get involved? I would love you to fill in the survey that's on KIAHNA.com. So that's KI-AH-NA.com. And it's right at the top of the bar. If you could fill it in, it's 5 very short questions, but I'm trying to build enough answers and email addresses to get a beta test group to show investors that this is something that's really, really worth following through with. So for me, if you could do that, that would be fantastic. And I guess my vision would be that everyone is considered in digital bills, because unfortunately they're currently not. And especially with AI, quantum computing, cybersecurity, all these things coming up, this is a really valuable tool that can at least be a start to evolve something, I guess, as integral to our lives as facial recognition. So please do reach out to me on LinkedIn, have a look at the website, let me know your thoughts. I am in the market for a CTO, so if you do know anyone, that would be fantastic. Or if you'd be interested in collaborating, I would love that as well. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the innovations that you see today. Some of the companies are really, really fantastic. And hopefully, if you're in the Leeds area, we can always meet up for a coffee. But if not, please do feel free to send me an email, or we can start a chat and see how we can work together to really create inclusion by design. Thank you so much.